You smell what The Rock is cooking.
Acknowledge me.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
We are bad to the bone. Get it? Bad to the bone.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I'll fight anybody who do you want. Just let me fight him.
Let me tell you something, Jim Ross.
Mega power, yeah.
We got it for you.
We are the best of the best.
Woo! Wheeling dealing.
Smart marks.
And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Talk 'em in the Building, a pro wrestling podcast that puts the focus on the promo. We talk about the talkers, we hype the hype man, and of course, we have to pontificate upon the promo. I'm Adrian. You already know it's no BS coming from me, from the great state of Georgia. Right along with me is my brother Greg, representing the Bravos. What's up, bro?
Hey man, doing it and ready for spring training to get over with and get into the season, man.
There we go. And for our third chair, our special guest, holding it down from the Midwest, St. Louis' own Miss, what did I call you for? Miss I was there. We got Brittnee. What's up, Brittnee?
Now I gotta correct you. You know, doggone well, I am not from St. Louis.
You not from St. Louis?
No, East St. Louis.
Oh, East St. Louis. My bad. That's slander.
Yo,
that's slander.
I mean,
I'm
supposed
stepping.
to know
I'm
that.
stepping.
You gotta know that.
You're right. You're right. And I got a couple cousins that's gonna check me immediately for even making
as
that typo.
But
as they should. But East Boogie's own, we got Brittnee.
There you go.
So the point of the promo is to talk us in the building. That's the reason why we named the podcast that. And once you get into that building, once you're sold on the stories, the characters, of all of this stuff leading into the big match, we want to know the experience of being within the building. What were the vibes? How did you like the production? What about the action? Who stood out? Who didn't show up? That's the reason why we have our In the Building report. So for this episode, we will have our In the Building report from WWE's Elimination Chamber that just went down in Chicago, which is not St. Louis or East St. Louis. So, if this is your first time checking us out, we got a whole back catalog. Go to intothebuilding.com. It'll bring you directly to our YouTube. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out previous great conversations that we had. But before we get into this Into the Building report, I got a question for y'all. And I'm going to say, spoiler alert, what I put on the run sheet, that's not what I'm going to ask y'all, because something dropped right into my lap today. And I'm so thankful for GCW and Joey Janela for dropping this big news on us. And I know it's going to make for a great conversation. But WrestleMania weekend, obviously, that's a perfect opportunity for all of these promotions to have their shows, because that's the one time of the year where you're going to have globally damn near all the wrestling fans in one consolidated area. All three of us have traveled for WrestleManias. Me and Greg have traveled WrestleMania together. We probably walked by Brittnee a couple times, you know what I'm saying? Because we all travel for the show. One of the biggest shows for the past couple years has been Joey Janela's Spring Break. And that's a late night show. It's kind of a weird mix of pro wrestling. Some you may not call it pro wrestling, but it's an event nonetheless. One of the matches that was just announced is going to be Joey Janela versus Brodie Lee Jr. 14-year-old Brodie Lee Jr. I already see the internet in an uproar. We got some people who are loving it, seeing some people that aren't too much of a fan of it. I want to know from you guys, I want to know your perspective, or what do you think about this match coming together? Brittnee, what are your thoughts?
You know what? I've attended one of the GCW shows late, bored, decided to go check it out, see what it was all about. And you actually have to go to understand why a match like this was booked. I have no problem with it. Like, it's a combination of comedy. I don't even know if it's gonna be like some pure wrestling, but I'm here for strictly for the comedic vibes. Like I said, you have to actually go to this type of show to understand why this actual match was booked. So I'm here for it. It's not a problem.
For sure, for sure. I mean, this is the same card. If I'm not mistaken, Sandman is facing the Invisible Man. So
Yeah.
it's definitely about for somebody like Greg here, it may not be his vibe, but I want to know, Greg, what are your thoughts when you first saw that this was an announced match?
I mean, the thing is, I saw the little setup for it, and
Yes.
I thought that was interesting.
Uh-huh.
But it is in context, right? It's a show on a weekend that you got to be different. I mean, we already know. You and I have been like when we met in Dallas. We were at 9,000 different shows, right?
Yeah.
Somebody had to be different.
Right.
We were at that Kaiju Big Battle.
Kaiju
and I was
Big
like,
Battle. Yeah.
I'm glad I went. I'll never go again. So it was like, it was what it was, right? So I think that's how this show will be. I mean, is it my cup of tea? No. Would I go on a Mania weekend? Yes. If it was down at Center Stage this weekend, would I go? No.
Probably not.
So that's how I look at it, right? It's like, you go to All-Star Weekend, like, and you may hit a club or do some things you're not normally going to do. So that's, it's something that's standing out. It's different. Is it my cup of tea? No. But, if everybody was going, I mean, it's fine. I think the key to me is, I mean, he is 14. It is what it is. I don't want to see light bulbs and all that kind of crap, right? I just think that's where we got to be careful with that from an age perspective. But beyond that, it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, my only thing about it is the fact that he's 14 years old. Like, he's a kid. He's a child. So, for me, even though that's the vibes of spring break, like, you're not going in as a pure wrestling purist. All I watched was, Flair and Steamboat, like, you're not going into that, enjoying what they have going on. It's a unique presentation. But
good question. I do have a question.
Yeah.
About the age. Wasn't what's her name? Wasn't Izzy super young when she started?
And that's a great point, because that was a lot of the pushback that I saw from the initial response of, oh, he's 14 years old. I saw people mention Izzy. I saw people mention Rey Mysterio Jr. was damn near 13, 14 years old, according to his lore that he was wrestling. Javon Evans, I was told that 15 years old was when their first time seeing him in the ring. And while that may be the case, it's still kind of uneasy for me, just because he's a kid. Is even though it's predetermined, like, we'll keep it a buck. Like, we know who's going to win. We know who's going to lose, but we don't know how someone's going to take a bump. We don't know how, and we know how Joey Janela matches get down. Like, it's not going to just be some grappling to the ground. Like, it's going to be some crazy stuff going on. So just for the safety of a kid, that's the only thing that gets me about it. But again, I understand.
And adding to that point, you are right. It could be like, depending on, like, if he decides to talk, if Joey decides to do a promo, when it comes to wrestling, all bets are off. So, like, it's like, so is he gonna say this to a kid? Is he gonna say that to a kid? So that point, I didn't think about that, but that's a valid point. So kind of one of the things.
I mean, he has been training too.
Yeah,
he's been training too. So
there's a flip side to it too, right? I mean, they could start off with these two, and somebody comes out, right, and turn it into something totally different.
I'm
and I
pretty
think
sure
it's an attraction.
Yeah.
And it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's what wrestling does. Get you talking.
Yeah,
We're talking about it right now.
Exactly.
We don't ever talk about this stuff with Joey Janela. And it's like, that's what he's trying to do. Get his little promotion out there. Get his night, his one night a year that's huge, his big night. Get it out there, right? So it achieved what it's supposed to achieve.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. But listeners, let us know in the comments, what do you think about the decision of getting our guy, Brodie Jr., out to face the bad boy of pro wrestling, Joey Janela? Let us know down below. We're interested to hear your opinion. All right, let's go ahead and get into the building report. with our special correspondent and our guest today, Brittnee. Brittnee, I want to know, before we always start off our report with this question, this simple question, and it's who talked you into the building?
Now, what do you mean by that question? You gotta break it down.
Was it one? Who was the person to cut the promo? What was the storyline? What convinced you to purchase a ticket, to not only a ticket to the show, but travel? Like, you traveled to Chicago for this show. So who talked you into the building?
Chicago, literally. So it's been 30 years since they had a show at the United Center.
Okay.
And any type of vibe like that, where like it's a first in a while, I feel like I gotta be there to be a part of it. So I literally went to the first full wrestling weekend in Dallas when Cena came back after Roman beat Edge. So like I like to be a part of those like monumental moments. Say, okay, yeah, I was there. I witnessed it in person. So that did it for me. I was sold.
Okay.
So yeah,
I like it. But I mean, like we said before, Brittnee will go to WrestleMania. She's been to Toronto, I want to say, for SummerSlam. Because I didn't know you were going up there, and I was like, "Damn, I wish I knew. I would have told you to go get those Bret Hart kicks for me."
I saw them too.
I know. That's the reason why I was salty. I was like, "Damn, I wish she knew, man. I wish I knew." All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. What the way that it is for any first time viewers, we got our categories. We're gonna allow Brittnee to grade each category from A to F, and basically give us a quick little summary of her thoughts and opinions of her experience as being a fan within the building for Elimination Chamber this year. All right, Brittnee, this number one, first category, the crowd. How would you grade Elimination Chamber's crowd?
Oh, that's easy A. Whether it's Rosemont or anywhere, like you are gonna automatically get a hype crowd in Chicago. And literally before the show started, like the vibes were literally unmatched. So that's not easy A. I'll go as far as saying A+.
Okay. Now Chicago's a smart crowd, so you know they know their pro wrestling. I will say it didn't come across the television like that. To be honest, not to say that that's your great. No, like it really sounded like it wasn't in Chicago.
Interesting.
I don't know where Greg, do you agree with that?
I 100% agree. Like, I expected more CM Punk chants. I thought they were gonna be louder.
Yeah.
It was just it was like you said, for a Chicago crowd.
Yeah.
Not what I expected coming across on TV. So I'm glad to hear what you're saying, Britt, and the fact that it was A+ from your perspective. But across the TV, it did not come across that way.
Yeah, I don't know if it was an audio. Yeah, it's weird. Like, yeah, just check out the replay. But I mean, I definitely believe you. And actually, it was a surprise to me. That's what stood out to me when it came to the crowd. I was like, man, they're kind of quiet, man.
Interesting.
Like, it just sounds like they're sitting on their hands. But when you
for
book
me,
I was gonna
start to jump in real quick. For
yeah.
me, it was still a good crowd, but it's not what you expect from Chicago.
Right, exactly. Right.
Like, it wasn't like they just sat there. It's like quiet, but it's like, normally Chicago's just on fire.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, even that.
Yeah, but also when you book a card where all baby faces win and two of the heels are turned into baby faces, that kind of takes emotion out of it.
A little bit. I get that. A little bit.
Maybe just a little. All right, next category. We're going to talk about production. I think we all know where this is when it comes to WWE, but Brittnee, how would you grade WWE's production?
So, and this is one of them you had to be in the building to actually see it. So I'm going to knock it down to probably a B-. And this is why, like, when it's a live show, things kind of go haywire. Case in point, I don't know if a lot of people noticed, but, they played Becky and AJ promo twice. Okay. And there's a reason why they did that. So I was on this side facing the if I look to the right, I'm seeing people come down the ramp. So looking to the left, one part of the cage, I want to say, who was in that one? It was Alexa, the part where Alexa and LA Knight was in. So that part of the cage was stuck. Like they literally could not get it to.
Wow.
They couldn't get it to close. Like the little latches, they couldn't get it to go back in. So literally, everybody had to run out. And I'm kind of watching people like try to figure out how to play it on the time. Like, okay, so they got this promo. We literally about to play Becky and AJ's promo. Somebody probably waiting on at the gorilla to come out, but they couldn't get it to move. So they didn't really handle that right. I can get it. It's live TV, stuff like that happened, but it was a lot of little itty bitty little things that kind of like threw me off a little bit as far as like, but it comes with it watching live. Like if you're there in person, it just comes with it. So I'm gonna say B- this time.
Okay, and that didn't come across to us on television. Greg,
Yeah.
Did you catch that? I did see it today. So I saw somebody who recorded that, and they were recording. I saw the dude up there with like a crowbar, and he was having to really pop it, and like the whole thing wouldn't open.
Like they were trying to like jam it. They with the crowbar, like he was like jamming. He was juggling that mug. I'm like, yeah, that mug is stuck. I said, are they gonna be able to wrestle? Are they gonna have to wrestle in the cage? But literally, when I kid y'all, literally seconds after, like literally seconds before Becky AJ's promo was over the second time, that's when it went up. I said, okay, so they'll get to wrestle outside the cage. So yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Now before we move on from production, a major part of it, and this is one of those segments that had a lot of us on the internet ablaze, was Danhausen's debut. Now, I will say, I did hear boos. Like Chicago, at least on television, it came across that they weren't feeling it. Y'all weren't feeling it. But I want to know firsthand experience, like, what was your opinion of Danhausen's debut?
So this is, I'm glad I'm on the show to talk about it because it's so, I'm still to this day very confused because literally when he came out that box, there were cheers. I got it recorded. There were legit cheers, but somewhere between him coming out that coffin and the lights went out, they wasn't buying what he was selling. I don't know what that was about, but I'm still confused on how that transitions from cheers to boos, but I liked
such a short time too.
Right. It was like I said, because so with Danhausen, I started becoming familiar with him when he was still in AEW. Not my cup of tea, but he's kooky. And the whole thing was a whole like, I'm probably showing my age or whatever. Like it was Spenguli, the Monsters, Addams Family, all rolled into
for
one.
Sure. Elvira, yeah.
When he came out, I was like, I'm mesmerized. I'm like, I like it. I dig it. I'm sold. But, do I think it was a PLE quality reveal? No. I think that could have been on like a SmackDown or a Monday Night Raw. I liked it, but I kind of understand. Well, that could be a topic for a different day. Like fans like booking them thinking that somebody going to show up and it was never in the rumors or confirmed, nothing like that. But
that's true.
Overall, the presentation was good, but just not PLE good, in my opinion.
Got you. That's fair. And that's why we brought you on. We wanted your opinion on it. Like what we saw on television and what you saw live could be two totally different things. But that is interesting that when he came out, there were cheers, but then by the end of it, it just went poo-poo. I just remember hearing boos. I was like, God, Chicago.
What happened? Y'all liked it. And then obviously yesterday, nobody was booing because that backstage promo with Adam, they got soda. So I'm like, I don't know what that was about.
Yeah. Greg, what were your thoughts on Danhausen's debut, man?
I mean, I don't think the boos were for Danhausen. The boos were for the fact that you hype this thing and you kind of put yourself in a corner. Like, what was going to make you cheer?
That's fair.
Outside of Jericho related something.
Yeah.
And to me, what I was hoping for was a countdown clock and a list.
That would have been cool.
Like that's all I wanted to see hanging in there. Like just a clipboard and a clock. And that's it. Something like that. I mean, to Brittnee's point, it would have been better on a SmackDown or something. But I just think it's one of those things like you kind of put yourself into a corner.
I agree.
What do you
Yeah.
what are people going to be happy with coming out of that box?
Yeah,
Right.
that's fair.
And the other part that I had a hard time with, I don't mind suspending my disbelief. Like I don't have an issue with it,
For
right?
sure.
I don't have an issue with Dom being cursed, all that kind of crap.
Right.
But you're gonna tell me this box and all these people are in this box the whole time. Come on. So, and then from a TV production standpoint, you can see the curtain in the background and it moving back and forth. And I was just like, man,
that's another thing when it came to production that I was like, ooh, they shot it at the bad angle, the lighting, like you could clearly see.
Yeah,
like
I was like,
they did a better job with Bray because he came through a curtain, but you would have never known based on how they had it set up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But Bray wasn't in a box for 3 weeks, so it was like. Danhausen, he should have come out looking like Tom Hanks with Wilson.
Right,
he
exactly.
Like skinny and couldn't eat for the last 3 weeks.
I get what you're saying. Exactly. I get it. Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel like what they should have done was save that box ordeal until the last Friday before the show. I personally think that's what that should have been.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So next category, we got merch. This is a category that Greg and I both love. Adelia, our other co-host, we love merch. We love unique merch. And we want to know, Brittnee, A through F, what's your grade for WWE's merch stand? The quality of it.
So they always do it big when it comes to actual event-specific shirts. So I'm going to say an A.
Okay.
What they did really good this year was the actual event shirts. I was able to get 2 shirts and the quality was good. They've gotten better with the quality, actually, with the feel of the shirts. They used to have like these real thick type of cotton shirts, but it's a little thin now. But the quality was good. The designs was good. They certainly went overboard on the CM Punk stuff, but obviously that's fair. The only reason I wouldn't give it an A+ is because they did not have Javon or Trick gear, which is kind of odd, especially with them being in the chamber. So yeah, they didn't have that at all.
You would think.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah, I thought they would at least. I mean, the way that Trick's been getting over, man, you would think that they go ahead and have some shirts up. Because I know he has NXT shirts.
They have merch. Even Hobbs had a shirt at the store and even at the arena, but Jamon and Trick, who was actually on the card, didn't have it. Okay. Okay.
That's strange. Okay.
I know. I was baffled. I'm like, okay, that's what we're doing. All right.
All right. The next category is one that it's a hit or miss for a lot of us, but it's concessions. Were you able to try any of their concessions, and what grade would you give it?
So that is a B, only because I've been to the United Center before for a Bulls game, so I already knew what to expect. So it wasn't nothing to run home about. So I say a B.
Just some standard
stuff. You know, they got the Giordano's in there. They got your basic, the Chicago hot dog, the chicken tender, stuff like that. So yeah, nothing to like rave about. Okay,
heard. Okay. All right, next category. Ultimately, who stole the show for you?
Ooh, Trick. And Trick.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Trick.
Okay. I'm with that. Why? Why did Trick steal it for you? Was it just a crowd reaction? What were your?
It's a combination of that, but you struck gold when you have somebody that just oozes, and we use this word a lot in wrestling. It's overused as much as like buried over and stuff like that. But when he walks into the arena, like you just feel like this dude is about to do something real special. And like the way he stood on that platform and it rotated, like
that was cool.
I was so. And then like when he jumped on top of the pod and then like soaked in like the reaction, you're not getting no better than that. And even in the match up until he got carried out, which I thought it was a legit injury until he walked to the back. I said, okay, so he's fine. But just the way he commands the presence is what I feel like he stole the show. Javon is an honorable mention, but it's just very cringy watching him wrestle because I'm scared he's gonna break something. He just do
Man.
it. He overdo it every single time. And I get nervous watching him.
Yeah. Just his style and that he's he's a tall, lanky dude. You're just like, man, don't do that. Don't do that.
Like,
Oh,
slow
it's
down,
awesome.
bro.
Like,
Like, relax.
yeah, for sure. All right, and finally, overall grade of the show.
I say a B.
B? Okay.
I say
That's
B.
fair. That's fair.
It boosted to a B automatically because Randy won, and it's something very fulfilling about somebody from St. Louis winning something in Chicago. So
that's true.
Yeah, with the whole Cubs Cardinals beef that's gone from generations,
Right.
like that felt good to see that in Chicago. So Randy won was cool. I'm not the biggest fan of Rhea winning, but at the end of the day, you got a couple of injuries and then you got a maternity leave and stuff like that. So they had to pretty much deal with what they had. I personally would have preferred Jordan or probably Charlotte, but here we are with Rhea, obviously. So I didn't too much care for that, but everything else was cool. I did like AJ. AJ and Becky literally had some quality storytelling. And I'm not sure if this is going to lead to Jessica throwing the referee gear to the side and putting on some wrestling gear, but I like the unknown about what's going to happen as far as that. And then, of course, Punk and Finn, they did it. Like, once again, two powerhouses, massive storytelling. So, yeah, I think Rhea winning kind of left the sour taste in my mouth a little bit.
I hear you. I did like the show. I thought it was four really good matches. It was just the booking of it was kind of weird for me, but I'm always trying not to overanalyze the booking.
And we do, yeah.
But once I noticed, I was like, damn, all the good guys won.
And I didn't realize that till you said I said babyfaces won.
Yeah, and they turned two of them babyface. So I don't know. Yeah. But Greg, did anything stand out to you that you wanted to talk about with that show?
I mean, things that stood out to me, I thought it was outside of Randy winning, it was kind of predictable. Well, actually, I didn't think AJ was going to win either. But
same.
I thought AJ and Becky would have gone into Mania and she would have gotten it there.
Right.
So I like that. I like the fact that they did send people home happy. But 100%, this pay-per-view, whether it was No Way Out back in the day or Elimination Chamber now, this is your true road to WrestleMania start. We talk about it being Rumble. It's not. Not a whole lot happens between Rumble and this pay-per-view. It used to, but now this one's the one that truly sets it up. I mean, look at Raw last night, right?
Yeah, Monday's Raw.
Now here we go, full throttle.
Yeah, they threw gasoline on that.
100%, right? So this is the true road to WrestleMania to me, because everybody, before this, like, oh, it's so bad, it's so bad. 24 hours later, everybody's like, Punk and freaking Roman smoked it. I was like, because maybe Hunter knows what he's doing. I'm just saying, maybe. But and then I'm intrigued coming out of it because how they did the show, and then Britt, I don't know if you got to see the post piece where Aldis came out and made that match with Cody.
Yeah,
and
I was there. Yeah.
So now, what did that just talk me into? It taught me into SmackDown.
Yep.
And made me start going, oh man, are we gonna get Cody and Orton? And then where does Drew fall? I mean, it's got questions, and that's what I love about this freaking sport.
Yeah,
I got questions, and I don't know. And to me, that's the best part. I thought, going back to Rhea winning, I thought that was a little predictable, but here's why I didn't have an issue with it. It's been over a year since she's been in that
they've
picture.
kept her off.
Has it been over a year?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, because she was she lost, she didn't get the Elimination Chamber last year, and then she got into the main event. She lost there. She hasn't been in the title picture for over a year. So it's kind of like, that's to me smart. Back her out a little bit, because now, boom, throw gasoline on there. And her and Jade.
Ooh, I cannot wait till Friday.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, exactly.
And I know what I would do, but if I was them, and it would be pissed. Oh my gosh, it would be bad.
So
I would have Jade run through her. I would have Jade run
all the way on Friday and let them just go at it.
Would I do what?
Would you just push the envelope all the way in and just let them go at it on Friday? I feel like they should, because with this whole Twitter beef and all that, I feel like they should. But do you think they should go there on Friday?
I don't know. I think they have to. You have to protect Jade.
Yeah.
And that's the big piece to me. Let them go at it a little bit, but let Jade almost be like a silent killer.
Okay.
I would Goldberg her. I would not have her say much at all. I would stand there and just look at her and just, look at Rhea and let Rhea just be so mad
Mm-hmm.
to the point where you almost turn them both. Like, I would be
Mm.
at that edge. You're not going to turn Rhea because she's so over,
Right.
but have her so frustrated that she can't get under Jade. And at Mania, I would have Jade smash her.
I like
I'm
it.
talking Brock, Cena, smash her, and have Jade stand and go, "Who's next?"
I
I
like
mean,
that.
People would be on fire with
they
that.
would. But the thing is, you build the SummerSlam and
Yeah.
Rhea gets her comeuppance.
Yeah.
And I'm like, people would lose their minds.
Ooh,
I
I
love it.
need that. They need
I
to put
love
you
it.
in
I love
the right
it. All right. Well, Brittnee, thank you again for joining us. Great guest, great member of Suplex Dinner Club in the building. So we definitely appreciate you. Let us know where we can find you and your work, because you're a busy woman.
Sure. So my Twitter and Instagram is the same. It's B Ray Jones. That's BeeRayJones. You can also catch me with Midwest Melanin Mafia. That's Know the Ropes. Culture Cast, and shout out to Nicole and Tiffany. We don't really have like a page for that. We just do our own thing in like a Instagram chat, but we got an episode coming out real soon. And I'm also on the podcast titled Your Favorite Marks. We are on a hiatus right now, but be on the lookout because we do have content coming soon. And I do have my own personal blog site titled B Radio, which is BeeRaydio. So make sure y'all follow me on Instagram there.
Nice. Okay, cool. Well, folks, once again, check us out, intothebuilding.com. That will bring you to our back catalog. We got plenty of episodes, plenty of conversations. We talk about the past of pro wrestling, the current, and of course, we talk about the future. We have some spinoffs of our In the Building report, like what we did today. We also have our Dusty reviews where we break down the highlights, the lowlights of some of the current product or whatnot. And we ultimately decide whether or not it talked you into the building. And of course, Greg takes lead on our Rushmores of Wrestling series, where we debate the top four of a certain topic or whatnot. And Greg brings some wild suggestions to that. I always love those conversations. But definitely leave a like, comment, subscribe. If this is your first time, thank you again for checking us out. If you're a returning listener, we appreciate you as always. For Greg, for Brittnee, for Out of Lead Out West, I'm Adrian. You already know it's no BS coming from me. This is Talk 'em in the Building, a pro wrestling podcast that puts the focus on the promo. We talk about the talkers, we hype the hype man, and of course we pontificate upon the promo. Y'all enjoy your week. Peace.